and welcome. My name is Maria, and today I'm going to take you through a pretty short yoga warm-up. We're going to be moving through some vinyasas that I'm going to break down for you, and we're also going to move through some warrior poses. Today I have 2 blocks with me that I really highly recommend that you use if you have them. And also I have a blanket with me for knee support that I'm going to offer you to use throughout the class. All right, let's get going. So just find a seat, something comfortable for you with a long, tall spine, closing the eyes, reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, the tailbone down towards the ground. And just take a few breaths here, allowing yourself to center on your mat. With every inhalation, feel the breath travel deep into the belly, expanding everything. And with each and every exhalation, completely empty out the breath. Just a few more breaths here, calming everything down. Deep in and exhalations through the nose. Good. And then gently in your own time, start to open up your eyes. Now from here, we're going to come to all fours. If you know you have sensitive knees or just maybe feel a little tight and stiff, it might be really nice to place a blanket underneath your knees. So coming to all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm going to start with a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale as you send the tailbone up towards the ceiling, chest forward, open your heart. As you exhale, push into the palms, draw the navel in and up as you curve. Inhale, as you come forward, open up the chest, widen the collarbones. As you exhale, push into the palms, draw the navel in and up, release the head and the neck. Inhale, coming all the way forward, opening up that chest. As you exhale, draw the navel in and up as you round. Let's do one more. Inhale. Arching the spine, open up the heart. And as you exhale, draw the navel in and up, release the head, release the neck. And then find your way back into a neutral position. From here, you're going to keep rooting into your palms, into your left shin, as you send the right leg back along the mat. Right toes are into the floor. Now really activate your right leg very strongly. And maybe you even lift that right leg just a few inches away from the floor. Keep the breath calm in and out the nose, and either you stay here or maybe you reach your left arm forward along your left ear. Take an inhale here. Now you can do this just with the leg if it's too much with the arm. As you exhale, draw the left elbow and the right knee together around the spine. Release the head and the neck. Inhale, reaching away. Really find the lengthening of the spine. And as you exhale, elbow to knee around the spine. One more time. Inhale, reaching away. And exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach away. And exhale, lower down. Other side, left leg back. Flexing the toes into the mat. Really activate that left leg. And then maybe lifting it just an inch or two away from the floor so we keep that spine neutral. Either you stay here or maybe you start reaching your right arm along your right ear. Root into your left palm and your right shin. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, draw the elbow and the knee together around the spine. Inhale, reaching away. Really find a little length Firm that left heel out through the right fingertips and exhale, draw it in, navel in and up. Last time, inhale, reach away. And as you exhale, draw it in and up. Inhale, reach away. And as you exhale, lower back down. Tuck both feet, take an inhale. And as you exhale, just lift the knees away from the floor. Just an inch or two. Sending your tailbone back, the crown of your head forward. Keep rooting into your palms. Keep flexing into your feet. Really send your heels back to get a good stretch of the feet. Sorry. Take another inhale here. And as you exhale, send the hips back and up. Find your way into your downward facing dog. And feel free to move around a little bit here. Bending one knee. Sending the other heel to the mat. So we're walking in place. If you had anything to support your knees, you can just remove that out the way. Keep the breath calm and continuous in and out the nose. And then from here, you're going to lift both heels, bend both knees, gaze forward in between your hands, and start walking all the way forward, taking your time, finding some more length in the back of the legs. Now, I'm just going to put the blocks out the way so you can see me a little. You want your palms flat on the floor here. That might not be possible with straight knees. So you have options. You could either choose to bend your knees in order to place the palms flat on the floor, or you could grab your blocks and place them on any height that you might need for this to happen. Yes? But you want your palms really flat. So even if you're on the highest setting, you really want to spread your hands and really push your palms into the blocks. And again, you can keep a bend in the knees, or you can use the blocks and try the straight leg version. Try not to lean back. Don't shift all your weight into your heels. Shift your weight more forward into the metatarsals, into the toes, and really firmly root into the palms. Release your head, release your neck, and breathe. Deep in and exhalations through the nose here. Good. Now, if you're on the blocks, keep your hands on the blocks. If you're not on the blocks, on your next inhalation, lengthen the spine forward. Everyone, if your hands are not on the blocks, take them to your shins as you lengthen your spine forward. Exhale. As you fold, release the head and the neck. Maybe bend the knees if you need. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthening the spine forward. Hands to shins if they're not on blocks. And exhale as you fold. Last time. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Keep drawing the navel in and up. And as you exhale, release and fold. Bend both knees. Take your hands to the hips. Start rolling all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms behind you. Interlace the hands. And as you exhale, open up the chest. Reach your arms back. Keep breathing into the front of your body here, expanding the rib cage. Both to the front, to the sides, and maybe you're even able to find more space to the back. Taking one more inhale here, lift your chest up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, send your hands back behind you, open your heart, send your hips forward. Release the arms, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bend your knees, fold forward from your hips, release the head and the neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to blocks or shins. And exhale, lower the palms down. Inhale, step back to your plank pose. And as you exhale, lower your knees, your chest, then your chin to the floor. Untuck your toes, slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels, then straighten the knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward, in between the hands, left knee down. Untuck the left toes, maybe grabbing the blanket if you need. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, place both hands on the right thigh. Now, shift your hips back so that they're straight on top of that right knee. You might have to adjust, oh sorry, your left knee. You might have to adjust your right leg a little bit. Now press your hands into your thigh, draw your navel in and up, start rounding and curving your spine, root into your left shin, and you should start to feel something confronting around that left hip. So we're trying to access the psoas muscle here. Keep pushing your hands into the right thigh, keep drawing the navel in and up. Imagine someone is pulling your midder back. Allow the elbows to melt to the sides, away from one another. Release your chin to your chest and try to round that spine as much as possible. Now release the arms down. On your next inhalation, reach them forward and up. Allow the hips to melt forward, open your chest up. And as you exhale, hands down, tuck the left toes, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, left foot forward, in between the hands. Right knee down, untuck right toes, maybe with a blanket. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, place the hands on the left thigh. Now shift your weight back. Notice my hips are now over my right knee. Now push into that left thigh. Draw the navel in and up. Start rounding the spine, releasing the chin to the chest. Allow the elbows to melt away from one another. Deep in and exhalations through the nose here. Keep rooting into your right shin. Keep rounding your spine. Keep lifting your navel in and up. And it might help to move around a little bit here to deepen the confrontation in the front of that right hip. Now release the arms down. On your next inhalation, reach the arms forward and up. Allow your hips to melt forward. Just make sure that left knee goes straight over the toes. And as you exhale, lower the hands down, tuck the right toes, step back, downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands, and exhale, start walking all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hands to blocks the shin, and exhale as you fold and release. Now try to keep the legs straight. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, lower the hands down for Tadasana. Now maybe you need a wardrobe change here. I know I do, before we continue. Good. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up, gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward from the hips, Uttanasana, releasing the head, releasing the neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway, hands to blocks or shins. Exhale, bend the knees, place the palms flat, step back into your plank pose. Take an inhale in plank. As you exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Untuck the toes, slide the chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your seat to your heels, then straighten the knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here, so calm, continuous breaths, in and out the nose. Now root into your feet, root into your palms. Keep sending your hips up high. Spin your inner thighs to the back of the room. Lengthen the back of the legs down towards the mat. Draw the navel in and up and allow the chest to soften a little. Good. On your next inhalation, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands. And as you exhale, start walking all the way forward. On your next inhalation, lengthen the spine up halfway, hands to shins or blocks. And as you exhale, fold forward, release the head and the neck. Straight legs, inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. And as you exhale, lower the hands down for Tadasana. One more time, inhale, reach out and up. Gaze up, soften the lower ribs. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, release the head, release the neck. Inhale, hands to shins or blocks, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, bend the knees, place the palms flat, step back into your plank pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward and up, Bhujangasana. And exhale, tuck toes, send your seat to your heels. Then straighten the knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. From here, you're going to lift your heels, bend your knees to the floor, grab a block or a book, whatever you have, and place it in between your inner thighs on the most narrow setting. And then find your way back into your downward facing dog, squeezing on that block. On your next inhalation, come forward to your plank pose. As you exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin to the floor. Untuck the toes as you slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your seat to your heels, keep squeezing the block, and exhale, straighten the legs. Good. Now, one more time like that. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels, then straighten the knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, lift your heels, lower the knees to the floor, remove the block, and then just look over here for a moment. So I just want to demonstrate for you the knees, chest, chins. You can really see what's going on. So most of the time, what I see in my classes and everywhere I look, the knees, chest, chin goes something like this. Knees, chest, chin. So the number one thing that I see is that people don't shift their chest forward enough as they draw the elbows backwards. And that will make the whole shoulder collapse. So when you're in your plank pose, then you lower first the knees to the floor. Then I send my elbows back as I send my chest forward, so my bum stays up. Then I untuck my toes, root into my palms as I slide my chest forward and up. Now just a note, in low cobra, Bhujangasana, you can always take your hands off the floor. So if you find that you're dipping down when you take your hands off the floor, you are going too high. You should always be able to easily take your hands off the mat. Now, tucking the toes, notice here that I root into my palms as I shift my hips back. This is how we get the strength to eventually move into chaturanga. So moving back through a child's pose, and then in child's pose, I root firmly into my palms, into my toes, and then I just straighten my legs as I send my hips back and up. So let's try that all together without the block. So find your downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, come forward to your plank pose. As you exhale, lower your knees. Now chest forward, elbows back, chest and chin. Untuck your toes, slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana, hands up. Exhale, tuck toes, send your seat to your heels. Root into your palms and your feet as you straighten the knees, downward facing dog. One more time like that. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees, then chest, then chin. Chest forward, elbows back. Inhale, untuck toes, Bhujangasana, slide forward, hands up. Exhale, tuck toes, send your seat to your heels. Then straighten the knees, downward facing dog. Good. From here, we're going to lower the knees to the floor one more time. You're going to grab your two blocks or books, whatever you have, and place them at the top of your mat where your hands would go. Tuck your toes, and one more time, finding your downward facing dog, and just enjoy how much more weight you have back into your legs and your feet here. So this is a great way also to start practice with the hands on blocks, just especially if you have tight wrists or a lot of tension in the shoulders. It's just nice to start with shifting the weight further back. This is going to give you less stress, which will eventually open up your body more. Now, we're going to jump forward, and you're going to find that jumping forward with the blocks under the hands is going to give you a lot more momentum. So you can jump one jump all the way to the top of the mat, you can jump 3 jumps, you can jump 20, it doesn't matter. but I want you to think about rooting down into the blocks with your hands as you jump forward. It's going to give you so much more momentum. So you're going to lift your heels, you're going to bend your knees, you're going to gaze forward in between the hands, now root down into the blocks and start making small jumps to the top of your mat. Good. On your next inhalation, root into the blocks or send your hands to your shins as you lengthen the spine forward. And exhale as you fold and release. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. And exhale, lower the hands down. Tadasana. Now I'm going to do this next round on blocks. You don't have to, but it feels great. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Gaze up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, hands to shins up blocks. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor, step back plank pose. Take an inhale in plank. As you exhale, lower your knees, chest, chin to the floor. Untuck your toes, slide your chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, send your seat to your heels. Then straighten your knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. On your next inhalation, right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward in between the hands, left heel down to warrior one. So before we go up, just stay low. Check that your left toes are facing the front left corner of the mat. You have your whole left foot rooting into the floor. Now, reach your left arm back. Reach your right arm back. Keep rooting into your left heel as you reach the crown of the head forward, and then lift your whole torso up to vertical. Good. Take your hands to your hips and then look down. So for most of us, we will have the right hip point further forward than the left. Try to adjust that by drawing the right hip back, sending the left hip forward. Now, I want to heel toe my right foot further out to the right side because that's going to give my pelvis more space to stabilize. Good. Straighten your right leg. Keep rooting into your left heel. Now, the tendency here is to lean forward, so send your tailbone down as you lift your pubic bone up. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. As you exhale, bend the right knee over the right ankle as you keep rooting into your left heel. Deep in and exhalations through the nose here. Keep sending the tailbone down. Keep lifting the pubic bone up. And keep squaring off the hips as much as possible to the front. So in general, warrior one is a shorter stance than warrior two. Very important to keep in mind. We want to try to get the tail lights, the two big hip bones facing forward on a parallel line here. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the blocks. Adjust the blocks as you need, and then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, left foot forward in between the hands, the blocks. Now, stepping that right heel down, notice that I actually drag my right foot further forward to get that short stance. Right toes are facing the right front corner of the mat. I reach my right arm back. I reach my left arm back. I root into my right heel and into my left foot. Reach the crown of the head forward and then lift your torso and your head all the way up to vertical. Take your hands to the hips. Let's straighten that left leg straight away this time. So, looking down, checking those hips are facing as much front as possible. Now again, most of us have hips. Do I dare to say we all have hips? And if you find balance is tricky here, you want to heel toe that left foot further out. So let me just mention, in a perfect yoga world, which none of us actually live in, we will have the left heel in line with the right heel. But that leaves basically no space for the pelvis. So for a little bit more stability, heel toe that left foot further out to the left side. That will help you. Now send the tailbone down, lift the pubic bone up. And as you inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, bend your left knee over the left ankle without allowing that arch to really happen. Keep sending the tailbone down. Keep lifting the pubic bone up. Now, imagine you had a block between the inner thighs. Try to squeeze that. Keep rooting your right outer heel into the floor. And see if you can send a little bit more weight into your left heel and your left big toe. Maybe start to gaze up towards the fingertips. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the blocks, adjust them a little, and then step back into your downward facing dog. Deep in and exhalations through the nose. On your next inhale, send your right leg back and up. Exhale, right foot forward in between the hands, this time keeping the left heel off the floor. So we are going to come into a high lunge. Now, keep sending your left heel back. Allow your torso to rest on your right thigh. Reach your left arm back, reach your right arm back. Push back through that left heel, root into your right foot as you lift your torso up to vertical. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, straighten the right leg. And as you exhale, bend the right knee, send the tailbone down as you lift the pubic bone up. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten the right leg, lift that pubic bone, and exhale, bend, send the tailbone down. Inhale, lifting up, last time, and exhale as you bend. Good, stay here, take an inhale. And as you exhale, spin your left heel down, open your arms, find your warrior 2 stance. Good, now check your back foot. The back foot will face more sideways, but there will still be an angle of the foot towards the front of the room. Simply so that we don't start to stress that back knee. So even though that left leg here is way more rotated than in the warrior 1 position, you still have a little bit of inward rotation of the leg. The front leg, we want to try to get the knee over the ankle. And if this is too deep for you, you can always step that right foot closer to you to take some of the intensity of this pose out of the equation. Taking one more inhale here, keep externally rotate your right knee behind you. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the blocks, lift the left heel. Inhale, step back, plank pose. And as you exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg back and up. And exhale, left foot forward in between the hands for the high lunge. Keep pushing your right heel back. Allow your torso to rest on your left thigh. Now reach the right arm back. Reach the left arm back. Find a little smile that helps with the balance. And when you're ready, lift your torso all the way up. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Send your tailbone straight down. Inhale, lifting up, lifting the pubic bone. And exhale, keep lifting the pubic bone as you bend that left leg. Last time. Inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, you bend. Take an inhale here. Keep pushing that right heel back. As you exhale, spin the right heel to the floor. Open up into your warrior 2 on this second side. So again, checking back toes facing ever so slightly front. The front knee is straight over the ankle, and you want to send the front knee back behind you so you keep externally rotating that left leg. Really think about opening up the groin here. Reaching forward through the left fingertips and back through the right. Gaze over your left hand. Keeping the breath calm and continuous. Keep rooting into that right outer heel and the left heel on the left big toe. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the blocks. Lift the right heel. Inhale, step back, plank pose. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Deep in and exhalations through the nose here. Now from here, you're going to lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward in between the hands, and then walk about halfway forward on the mat. Good. Now bend both knees, interlace the hands behind you. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine up halfway, gaze forward, send your arms back. As you exhale, fold forward, try to straighten the legs, release the arms to the ceiling. One more time, 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, bend your knees, gaze forward, open the chest. As you exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs the best you can, arms to the ceiling. Last time, inhale. As you bend, open up that chest forward. And as you exhale, fold and release. Let go of the arms, bend the knees, heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat, and then turn the toes out slightly further. Come down into Malasana squat pose. If this is too much, sit up on a block. Yeah, or you could choose, if your heels are not coming to the floor, you could roll your blanket and place underneath the heels for support. Yes, so take a moment to figure out what works for you. Gather the hands in front of the heart, root the elbows into the inner thighs, draw the inner thighs towards the elbows. Lengthen the spine, deep in and exhalations through the nose. Calming the breath down, rooting into the feet. Keep lengthening that torso up and out of the hips. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the arms forward, allow your spine to curve. So release your chin to your chest here. And then gaze forward towards the hands, gently find your way down into a seat. Maybe just lowering the butt down, maybe you need another weight that serves you better. Shake out the legs. You want to grab your blocks here if you have them. If you don't, you can still easily do this pose. I'm just making it a little more beginner friendly. So you're going to place your 2 blocks behind you, about shoulder distance apart. Then you're going to place your hands on your blocks. Notice that my palms are on the top and my fingers are down. This is just going to take some wrist tension out of this next pose. Now your feet are hip distance apart. Keep them hip distance apart. Just look at your knees, bend them, and step the soles of the feet there. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, root your hands into the blocks, root your feet into the floor, lift your hips up towards the ceiling for a reversed tabletop. Now either you keep gazing down towards your knees, or if it feels okay for your neck and only if it feels good, then you release the head back. Keep sending your hips up high, keep opening up that chest. Taking one more inhale here, go a little higher. And as you exhale, lift your head first if that's back, and then gently lower the seat back down. Shake out your legs. Now gather your feet. If you're finding that you are sitting behind your sit bones here, so you're very rounded, do sit up on a blanket or maybe even a block. This will help your pelvis tip forward easier. Draw your right knee into your chest, interlacing the hands around the shins, sitting tall. Open that right knee to the side, soles of the foot against the left inner thigh. Maybe you need something to support that right knee here. Maybe you don't. Fingertips frame the left leg. Take an inhale here, strongly flex your left foot. As you exhale, try to tip forward from the pelvis, just as we did in the forward fold at the beginning of practice when we were standing. So you want to send your tailbone back. Belly drapes over the thighs, and the crown of the head reaches towards that left big toe. Now, Don't go into temptation here of rounding the spine. Don't go into temptation to draw the shoulders up to the ears. Draw them away from the ears. And really think about sending the crown of the head forward, so we get a lot of lengthening in the spine. Also, for a moment, gaze up or forward towards your left foot, and make sure you're not leaning to the outside of the foot, but really flexing the foot, activating the inside. If you have a block and you're flexible, you could place the block in front of that right foot. That's just going to inform the big toe side of the foot a little bit more. But again, don't compromise. If grabbing the block makes your shoulders go to the ears and make the back hunch like this, don't do it. Back off. Maybe you have to sit really almost upright for this to happen, and that's fine. Take one more inhale wherever you are. And as you exhale, use your hands to support you as you come up. Inhale, close your right leg in. As you exhale, step the right foot on the floor on the outside of the left knee. Right fingertips behind you. Inhale, left arm up. As you exhale, either grab a hold around that right leg or hook the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh as you twist. Now, keep flexing out through your left heel. Keep reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and with each and every exhalation, draw the navel in and up as you twist a little deeper. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale as you twist. Last time, inhale, lengthen, and exhale as you twist. Inhale, come all the way back to center, and as you exhale, release the right leg, shake it out. Draw your left knee into the chest, interlacing the hands around the shins, sitting tall. Active right leg. And then open the knee to the side, sole of the foot against the right inner thigh, maybe placing a block to support that left knee if you need. Fingertips frame the right leg. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, tipping forward from the pelvis, really think belly, and then the chest, and then the head, grabbing what you can. Now, don't give in to temptation. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, keep the foot flexed, and think about sending the tailbone back as you lengthen the crown of the head forward. If it was accessible for you when you did it on the first side, you could grab a block, place it underneath that right foot to really activate that right big toe and the inside of the foot. Again, because we have such a tendency to lean to the outside, most often because we have more flexibility there. Deep in and exhalations through the nose, keep lengthening the spine, sending the tailbone back, sit bones back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Yeah, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Keep activating that right leg. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, use your hands to support you. Come all the way up. Inhale, close that left leg in. And as you exhale, step the left foot onto the floor on the outside of that right knee. Left fingertips behind you, right arm up. Take an inhale. Really step that left foot onto the mat. And as you exhale, either grab a hold around that left leg or hook the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, draw the navel in and up as you twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Keep activating the right leg. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Root the left foot into the floor, especially the big toe. And last time, exhale, twist. Inhale and coming all the way back to center. And as you exhale, release that left leg out. Good. Now remove your props a little bit out of the way so you have a bit more space. Scoot your butt towards your heels. Roll all the way onto your back. Now open your knees wide towards your armpits. Keep the knees bent, flex your feet, and just send the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling for a happy baby. You can either grab a hold around your big toes, you could grab on the insides or the outsides of the feet. Now, what you want to try and achieve with this pose is lengthening the lower back into the floor. So we're going to take an inhale here, allowing the lower back to move away from the mat. And then as you exhale, send the tailbone and sit bones down to the mat. Try to flatten the lower back into the floor. 2 more times. Inhale, rounding, curving the bottom of the spine. And as you exhale, send the tailbone down into the mat and lengthen. Last time. Inhale, draw it away, lift it away. And exhale, lower down as you lengthen the spine. Good. And either you stay here, or if it feels good, you could move your hips a little bit from side to side. Now, it also might feel nice to straighten out just one leg to the side, and then changing, straightening the other leg to the side. And who knows, maybe even straightening both legs out to the side feels good. We haven't done that much for the inner groin, so only do it if it feels okay for your body. Now release that. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself one last hug. Grab around your shins. Rock a little from side to side. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, flex your feet. Send your nose towards your knees. Curve the spine as much as you can. Inhale here. And exhale. Lower back down. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the nose towards the knees, around the spine. Take an inhale here. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. And as you exhale, lower back down. Good. Then release your legs up to the ceiling. Release the arms to the ceiling. Shake everything out. Maybe even shake your head. Let everything go. Good. Now interlace your hands. Press the palms away from you. Flex your feet. Take an inhale. Send your feet down along the mat as you reach the arms up overhead. Now open your chest. Lift your heart to the ceiling. Allow the spine to arch. And then let it go. Do that again. Pressing the palms away from you. Arch the spine. Open the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Let it go. Last time. Press the palms away. Flex the feet. Inhale. Open the chest. Allow the spine to arch. And as you exhale, let it go. Release the arms alongside of you. Adjust yourself on the mat as you need. Allow yourself to surrender to the floor beneath you for Shavasana. A little side note here, if you find that laying like this on your back starts to tense your neck, or you feel that your nose is way higher than your forehead, place a blanket underneath your head, maybe even 2, or a pillow, so that you can relax your neck and your shoulders. And then allow yourself to soften into the floor. Gently return to your breath. Start to wake up your fingertips, wake up your toes, maybe moving the head ever so slightly from side to side. Then bend one knee, step the foot on the floor. Bend the other knee, step that foot on the floor. Take an inhale, root into the feet. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Open your chest, open your heart. And as you exhale, lower the spine down one vertebrae at a time. Allow the knees to fall to your right side, roll to your right side. Pause here for a moment. Then use your hands to support you. Come all the way up to a seat. Maybe the same seat you started practice in, maybe seated on a block, whatever serves you. Sit with that long, tall spine we found at the beginning of class. Gather your hands in front of your heart. Take an inhale as you lift your chest, and exhale as you bow your chin towards your heart. And take a little moment here to notice the effort of your practice. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.